The last day of the regular part of Tour 2 is upon us. The Eastern European DPC Division 2 ends today. Apart from, of course, the tiebreakers that are going to be played tomorrow. I'm Harry Frick, and I'm going to be bringing you today's series. And we have two on our hands. It's going to be UALEIKUMNIHAO versus cybercats, and we'll end the day with Team Sexy versus Navi Junior. So those are the two best of threes that we're going to be watching today, and hopefully they are gonna be fun. UALEIKUMNIHAO, if they win, they're going to Division 1, so this is definitely gonna be an interesting series. Though before we get into the draft, which should be on our screens in just a couple of seconds, we can go through the scenarios of the tiebreakers. So the most likely scenario is that UALEIKUMNIHAO beats cybercats and Team Sexy beats Navi Junior. I think that nobody can argue with that one. If that happens tomorrow at 12 CEST, we're gonna have Navi Junior versus Team again for their spot, and then we're gonna have cybercats money. That's gonna be a as far as I know. No, that's actually not gonna be a fight to stay. Wait, should have cybercats versus no sorry if they UALEIKUMNIHAO second. That's the most likely scenario. So if UALEIKUM wins versus cybercats, Team Sexy wins versus Navi, then we're gonna have Moneymakers versus Navi Junior and cybercats versus no sorry. Yeah, that's the most obvious option. If UALEIKUMNIHAO loses and Team Sexy loses, which is very unlikely, it's going to be Navi Junior versus Team Sexy and cybercats versus Moneymakers, but none of those are going to be for elimination or going forward. If we have Team Sexy win versus Navi Junior and UALEIKUMNIHAO lose this series, then we're gonna have UALEIKUMNIHAO versus Team Sexy for Division 1, and then we're gonna have a round robin between Navi Junior, Moneymakers, and cybercats. And there's one more option where UALEIKUMNIHAO wins and Team Sexy loses, then we're gonna have Navi Junior versus Team Sexy again, and cybercats versus no sorry. But first of all, let's focus on this one. So the main story here is if UALEIKUM wins this one, they're going through, they're in Division 1, there is nothing that can stop them on that track. And if that happens for cybercats are going to be playing a tiebreaker to stay in Division 2. If it's the other way around, well, then a lot of different things can happen. So let's put it that way so that we don't overwhelm ourselves with facts here and don't get to enjoy Dota as much. So UALEIKUM, they're definitely looking to secure a quick 2-0. cybercats, they should not be able to be on par with them with their with the way that they played in Division 2. They are just not on their level. They even lost a game to Sigma YNT, which is a team that didn't win against anybody in this tournament so far. UALEIKUM, last time they lost the game was versus Navi Junior. UALEIKUM have been known to lose a game here and there, but the team that is the closest to strength in versus cybercats, that's no sorry. They crushed them in 2 quick games without any losses. So let's see if that's going to be happening here versus cybercats as well. They pick up a Doom, they pick up a DP. Those are the 2 cores most likely, the offlane and the mid laner for UALEIKUMNIHAO. These 2 heroes have been very successful since the new patch hit our shelves. And cybercats, they went for the B Smash and the Disruptor. This is a little bit more in the previous meta, I have to say, though. The 2 heroes have been looking okay. I can't say anything bad about them, for sure. Just not as strong as, not as dominant as these 2 on top. Still, we have seen the Hawks definitely coming into play, given that vision is a big deal and people aren't really sure where to put wards, how to reward wards, how to use the watchers, when to use the watchers. And the Hawks definitely help because they're the same. Yeah, the map is bigger, but you always have that extra vision. It's very hard to find the Hawks when you don't really know where it feels supernatural to put them on. So overall, I like it. UALEIKUM, they're going to be banning out the anti-mage. PL has been looking amazing. Even first phase sometimes tends to do really well.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
cybercats, they're banning out mostly supports here. So is it going to be I guess, because The only thing that UALEIKUM needs is a carry. Unless it's a Doom carry, which Palantimos has been known to play in the past. Though it is a solid Sugarrat hero. So cybercats are gonna be targeting support still. Something like a Rubik could come to mind, unless they want to pick it up themselves. But if they do, probably wouldn't have banned the Chikiro. Though it is a pretty solid counter to a Beastmaster. They'll get rid of the Medusa. Okay, that's something that we don't see too often. The Snapfire will be coming out, so no potential for Phoenixes or something like that for UALEIKUM, unless they maybe don't care. They're gonna go for the Naga Sirens. All three of their cores are gonna be picked up. There's the Rubik as well. I feel like Cybercats should have banned out the Rubik. This is a pretty solid Rubik game. Pretty much any spell you steal is decent. Especially the Snapfire spells, other than the little Shredder, everything is amazing. It's a good call from Cybercats to pick up a Snapfire. I think they were expecting a Naga Siren to come out.
5 seconds.
So they'll at least have some ways of dealing with illusions in the laning stage. Ember is in the pool. You would struggle in the lane though. They'll go for the Alchemist. Okay. That hero definitely works versus a Naga. Works versus any illusion-based hero just because of the Radiance. You are gonna be slightly bullied by the Doom, but Alchemists are looking decent. There's just so many camps, and even if you're pushing him out of the jungle, he's still getting a massive amount of farm.
Radiant team ban.
Plus, you have the vision from the Beastmaster. Your supports aren't that greedy. It's a good Alchemist game. I like it. No burst potential on UALEIKUM. They can Doom him. That is a problem, but he's probably not going to be the one that you find first. And Cybercats, they are definitely the team with better vision. You have the Thunderstrike, you have the Hawk.
5 seconds remaining.
The only thing UALEIKUM have going for themselves are the illusions, which, I mean, every single one of the Cybercats heroes has somewhat of a way to deal with them. Glimpse, kills one illusion. Scatterblast, Cookie, pretty solid. Radiance, Acid Spray, and even the Wild Axes are pretty solid spells versus a Naga. So I like it. In terms of universal heroes, it's Beastmaster and a Snapfire. I think I got that right. Yeah, Beastmaster, Snapfire, awesome. The other ones, nope. They are still in their respective positions. Just to allow you guys to learn a little bit, and for me to get acquainted with that as well. 100%. They'll ban out the Veno, and UALEIKUM, they're gonna go for a bounty. So this is gonna be a 5 bounty, a 4 bounty. I'm not sure. I feel like it's a Bexen hero that Mary will be taking the Rubik. Makes sense. It is a hero that annoys the Alchemist. The Disruptor is somewhat annoying, but you have a lot of armor, so you don't really care about the Acid Spray at least. So I'm okay with it. We have seen the Bounty Hunters work or fall flat on their face. Here we have 2 heroes that definitely are easy grabs, though I have to say, UALEIKUM, they don't have that much of a murdering lineup. If they start running in, they're going to be sent back by a Glimpse. So not 100% certain about this Bounty Hunter pick. If they start rolling the ball, sure, but their lineup doesn't really seem like it can get a ton of kills. This Doom is going to have to pop off. If he doesn't, then no kills for you, and then the Bounty Hunter just doesn't do enough. Cybercats, they do need some burst. The Queen of Pain is in the pool. The Batrider is in the pool. Those seem like pretty decent heroes to pick up here. You do need some burst for a DP or a lot of damage, and I think those two are just amazing. But they'll go for a Coddle. Okay, that works just as well. I'm guessing it's a mid Coddle and not a... Yeah, it is a mid Coddle. I have to say that I like Cybercats lineup more. They are coming in as the underdogs, but these guys still are pretty well known. One thing though, the Callis is standing in for Jess V, so Jess V is not going to be part of the lineup today. That's for the entirety of the series. I really like the Cybercats lineup. It's really good. You don't have catch for this keeper. For me, this is 1-0 for Cybercats. UALEIKUM don't seem like they came in super prepared. It seems like, yeah, it is going to be a position for Doom. and a mid lane bounty. But a mid lane bounty catching a Coddle, that's gonna be very, very hard to accomplish. Coddle now always has the blinding light, right? That was changed, I think. Yeah, he always has the blinding light, and he gets the solar bind when he uses the spirit form. Of course, there were some changes there to the spells, but the hero is basically the same. Sleep duration decreased from... Okay, so the Will-O-Wisp was nerfed a little bit, like every other stun. The... Okay, so Solar Bind was buffed. Yeah, it was buffed, and Blinding Light was probably nerfed. Oh, actually... Radius decreased, damage increased, cast range rescaled. It's actually pretty solid. But guys, before we get ourselves into game number 1, we're gonna hear from our sponsors over at EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
And we get ourselves into game number 1 of cybercats versus UALEIKUMNIHAO. Have to say, this is looking like a solid game for cybercats. So I really want to see if UALEIKUM can make this lineup work, though. I don't necessarily like it, have to say. We'll see if they'll be able to do it. For now, some smokes were used, some wards were placed, and that's about the only thing that happened on the map.
30 seconds.
So far, no fights just yet, but that doesn't mean that we might not be seeing them as cybercats. They're coming over. Alberca. Well, you're a little bit too deep, my friend. He gets stunned by the bounty hunter immediately. Hayes gets sent back. That's a mid lane bounty that started off with the invis. Not something that you wanted, Alberca. He might stun himself. Nope, it's gonna be going on Vex, and that's a long and a hard stun. Around, use his blood grenade, and just go down to Collis. He gets the first blood there. So, stand in, gets the first blood, not a bad start. It's not ideal here for UALEIKUM, especially because Hayes started off with the Shadow Walk. What the hell is he gonna do with that in the mid lane? So basically, level 1 bounty is not gonna be doing anything. Shira is gonna have a hell of a laning stage. They should be very happy about how this is going. For now, I'm just gonna be watching the 2 mid laners here farm. Hayes will try to farm under the tower, but this is not gonna be an easy one for him. At least the range creep doesn't get denied, so that's something. But as this lane progresses, it's gonna be getting increasingly worse for him. Of course, it's not all about the mid lane, and we'll see how well Hayes can adapt here. I'm also curious to see which items he's gonna go for. Is it gonna be a straight Aghanims rush? Bottom lane, the Naga versus these two. Not gonna be having the easiest time. Her illusions can easily get taken down. Wild Access. But Rubik does usually switch it into your favor. And speaking of, Sugaret, he dies, and Begson, he might be falling there with the blood grenade. He's not going to be moving. There's going to be a stun. You have no armor inside of the acid spray, and Ducalis gets a double. He's on a killing spree already. Not the ideal hero to be picking up all the kills, but this is an alchemist. He's going to farm fast either way. So the game starting off really well for cybercats here in the first 2 minutes. Looking at the odds here, cybercats not favored for a reason, but after this this draft, that might be changing in the future. But this is looking pretty good for cybercats. The start, the draft, everything. The cores of UALEIKUM, they're doing well, and DK Focus in some trouble here. A couple of more hits will seal the deal. They need one more. Oh, Scatter Blast there stops Palantimos during his attack. Slows it down, and DK Focus will be using a salve, allowing him to live. Barely. but he's still alive. This is the lane that isn't going well for cybercats, but we've seen the beastmasters do badly and still be pretty useful inside of a game. That's just how the hero works. It's gonna be interesting to see if DK Focus wants the Aghanim Scepter, or is it gonna be a Helm of the Overlord. And speaking of, 4 kills for cybercats, 4 kills for Ducalis. Alberca will finally get one. That's the 5th one for cybercats as they are continuing to crush completely and utterly this top lane of UALEIKUM. That is your tower taker. That is your space creator. Yeah, the bounty hunter will be the murderer going around the map killing people. But if he has no help, he's not going to be able to do it on his own. Harry, being low, Force Majeure will be going down. DK Focus, they'll think the fight with the Wild Axis. He'll get the kill. Actually, it will be the creep that lands it in the end. Palantimo standing his ground versus physical damage. He really does not take any. Of course, those Wild Axis spams can add up, and Palantimos needs to be somewhat careful about what he does. But overall, at least UALEIKUM did get themselves on the board. They get the first kill for themselves. 3 that died. They took it, so not the best thing in the world. Chira in the mid lane, he is actually losing to a bounty hunter. Bounty is farming better, so nicely done by Hayes. Probably did get a couple of Janadas there onto the Coddle, which, to be honest, should not happen. But this should be equalized fairly soon once the Coddle starts farming the jungle. The bounty doesn't have that option. Jump in from Force Majeure. Doesn't use the cookie on DK Focus to allow him to escape. And now they have the lift, bringing him even closer. They're going to use the blood grenade. DK Focus dropping low. One more hit. Should seal the deal. No. He lives. And in the end, the only one that dies is going to be Mary. Palantimos getting pushed back as well. Has the 11 wand charges. So Palantimos is not going to die. But can he really stay and farm safely when he's all alone and less than half HP? Well, the answer seems to be, not really. Even with the deaths on the top lane, Sugarat is actually farming really well. I mean, compared to the Beastmaster. He's not slowing down Alberca. He is, not having the best time of his life, but he is farming decently well here. And, you know, the Doom, he'll be okay. Just kidding, he's not gonna be okay at all. Even Sugarrat gets brought closer there by the Hurricane, but Vexen had to deal with the Glimpse. Sugarrat going forward, he has no more Spirit Siphon charges. He's gonna have one. But Alberca going forward, now definitely not gonna have any more, and Ducalis going in for this one. Alberca gonna have a stun in a couple of seconds, but the Glimpse will bring Sugarrat closer, just close enough to get the kill. Actually, with the sticks he'll be fine, and the Unstable Concoction flies out, but doesn't change anything. It wasn't charged up. Gonna be not gonna be doing any significant amount of damage. Cybercats continuing to increase their lead more and more. Now the Coddle with a couple of stacks farmed. He is gonna be getting the gold over the bounty.
Middle tower is under attack.
These track kills from UALEIKUM, they have to come. I just don't see how. Now he has the track. He is a mid lane bounty, pretty farmed. But wherever you go, you could easily die. Palantimos getting going on, taking some damage, has the wand charges, isn't gonna die, but will be pushed back. DK Focus is actually level 5, and they're going on Mary. He doesn't have any spells, he does have a Styx. Let's see if that's gonna be enough to save his life. Not against the Wild Axes that cut him down in half. Hayes is coming over DK Focus. He is definitely gonna be caught here, and Hayes is doing a ton of damage. Palantimos doesn't want to get close. Nice stun coming out from Force Majeure, but one more hit from Hayes is definitely gonna be getting the kill, and he does slow him down enough with the Shuriken. Now think about going for more Hayes. He decides it's time to bail, especially with the Coddle being in the vicinity. He knows somebody's coming for him. The Illuminate will not connect, and Hayes, he knows where Chira is. Will get the Bastion, trying to slow him down. This is a very fast bounty hunter. Look at that damage with the Janata. Not a hero you want to underestimate. Chira, he just came to that lane and will have to waddle himself away. Sugarrat, it seems like his death spree is done. The problem is that well, those kills and free farm for the Alchemist that get him all of this farm right now. The only one that can keep up is the Bounty Hunter, and he's doing just that. Antimo's getting gone on. The Scatter Blast hurts. Not enough to get the kill, but enough to threaten his life and send him back. They do have a healing salve, half of it given to the Naga Siren, so Palantimos can't continue to farm the jungle. At least that's something that the Naga Siren can always do. Chira getting gone on. Haze, is he going for this one? There's gonna be a solar bind. Nice usage there from Chira. Had to go for his ulti, and now the help is coming. They want Haze dead. They're gonna be doing a massive amount of damage with the dust surrounded by so many heroes. He knows he's not getting out of this one. Maybe he can try to kill somebody, but even that isn't gonna be happening. Come back into the dust. You're not coming out of this one, and Force Majeure will be the one that finishes him off. That's the main hero of UALEIKUM that gets taken down. Solar bind, just too strong of a spell now. Once it's on you, you know that you're not running away. Alchemist, he is keeping a token for himself despite having an item already, so a little bit greedy there. Chira comes to the bottom lane. Shurgrat, oh, look at that damage. That's just unfair. The call is coming from the other side, and Chira will be the one taking the kill there just with the right clicks inside of the acid spray. The damage is more than sufficient. UALEIKUM. Their bounty is going for an Aghanim Scepter immediately, so he isn't really gonna be tanky, Leon. And, well, so he's gonna be an easy target as well. I'm just trying to look at this UALEIKUM lineup, and yeah, maybe the Naga can do something, but their whole lineup will be relying on these track kills, and how do you get them? Chira has been found, taking a lot of damage. This time around, Haze is not going to be making the same mistake. If he goes in, Spirit Form, Solar Bind could kill him. He didn't know it was on cooldown for a couple of seconds more. Mary. Trees will be taken down. Roar at the ready. He's just sending the boar in front. The boar cannot scream, my friend. And there's the roar. Even under the tower, you're gonna start doing the damage and finish the job as well. The blood grenade gets used by the Rubik, but changes absolutely nothing as Force Majeure gets himself another one. Urgrat. He does have level 6. Oh, Chira might be going down here. There's the track. Does have the Spirit Form. Will be using it. The Solar Bind gets used. Haze has to run. Gonna be going for the Invis, but there's gonna be a dust waiting for him fairly soon. He does connect. Haze will be brought back in. And inside of the kinetic field, now he has nowhere to run. Force Majeure. Again, the same 3 heroes are gonna be trampling over this Bounty Hunter. It is gonna be the Illuminate that gets the kill. He's just trying to do as much as he can because he knows that he has to. He feels that the game is slowly slipping away, and it definitely is. At least Shurgrat will get the tower down. But the words like reducing the map, they don't work any longer. The map is just way too big anyways. Alberca is going to be happy. Oh, thank you for confining me. Now I know where to farm because I just had so many things to choose from. And now with Radiance coming in, this big wave as well, it's pretty much going to be close to him finishing his Boots of Travel in the next minute or so. Alberca is farming with godly speed. While Palantimos is just trying to get his Yasha out. Isn't even thinking about a Manta. Why are people just holding on to the tokens? Allow your teammates to have some neutral items as well, guys. Mary will be finding 3 bounty runes. That's something that happens quite often nowadays because there's wisdom runes to keep tabs on. There's tormentors, there's watchers, and then you just forget about the bounty runes. Mary, level 6, spell stolen. Not just yet. Mame didn't raise no thief. Imagine your Rubik player saying that to you. That would be pretty sad. So Doom, he does have 1 point in Devour. Did go for the Cobbled Foreman, so the speed aura is there. Force Majeure might be a little bit too out there. There's gonna be a blinding light keeping them away. Shurgrat, he just wants to chase this one. Really wanted the track kill. Not gonna be getting it at all. And now with the Mortimers, because this is gonna be the one that's paying with his life. Actually, Force Majeure will be dying first. Shurgrat still alive. Chira is gonna get stunned up here. Held in place long enough. No, not really. Those stolen Mortimer's kisses coming through. Rubik, he did steal that spell, gets the kill, and Sugarrat finally dies. Now Alberca joins the fray as well. Mary running away, he'll get the lift onto the Alchemist. He needs to get the stun off Will, and now he wanted to use the Doom. He's not gonna be able to. Maybe they should have just let them. And with the glimpse, Mary is just gonna be a bonus. He steals the ulti from the Alchemist, not gonna change the fact he'll be taken down. It is gonna be 2 kills from UALEIKUM. So not the worst thing in the world, considering they didn't use the Doom. They're gonna be somewhat okay with it. The trade wasn't the worst. Alchemist wasn't farming, the Naga was. You got 2 track kills. He's gonna be stunned up. He went for the invis. The dust is there. We've seen this so many times. And with the corrosive weaponry, he won't move. They don't even need the kinetic field. He knows that his life will be taken down. Burka he's starting to do already a solid amount of damage. As the Boots of Travel, the Blink Dagger will be coming out in no time, whilst everybody else just trying to get something, trying to find scraps of farm. This Alchemist as a buffet. Antimos, he was spotted by the Hawk. As the illusions here, at least something is going the way of UALEIKUM, and that's the tower difference, right? You're versus the Beastmaster, and you haven't dropped the tower just yet, so that's quite nice. Bounty Hunter has to be somewhat careful here. Walking over sentries, that can be very dangerous. So 14 minutes, the Wisdom Runes are gonna spawn. We'll see if the Bounty is gonna want to steal that one. For now, Haze doesn't seem too interested.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are
The gold lead is just continuing to increase. I have to say though, Naga Siren is keeping up quite nicely. DK Fogus, speaking of Aghanim Scepters, he already has his before the Bounty Hunter, so he's gonna start playing those drums. It really does bring a new, an interesting part to Dota. I'm not talking about the effect. I mean, that's nice, but when you're watching Dota and then you hear the drums, feels like a soundtrack or something along those lines. Depending on how fast he's attacking or his creeps are. We have for the past few minutes been enjoying the farming. Alberca more than anybody else, because, well, he's an alchemist, and the downtime when he's allowed to attack creeps definitely does benefit him quite a lot. He's just going from camp to camp, getting as much farm as possible. Next item gonna be a BKB. He already has the Ogre Axe, so pretty tanky, pretty strong, damage output quite high. UALEIKUM, they're not getting track kills, that's the thing. So he had 10k net worth, Naga had 7. Naga now has 8, he has 12.5, so he's farming roughly 2.5 times faster than the Naga Siren currently. But UALEIKUM, they're keeping all of their towers. That's nice. They're not keeping all of their heroes though, and Alberca just continuing to get kills. That's the 6th death for the position 4 Doom, whilst Alberca, he gets his 5th kill. 6 assists on him, 5-0-6. That is a perfect game if I've ever seen one. He's TPing to the bottom lane immediately, and he has found Mary, who will be taken down with the cookie on the Alchemist, going towards that Rubik. He will not move an inch, die in the middle of the acid spray. There's the first tower that falls for Cybercats, though it is going to be denied by Haze. So no extra gold. Not like they need much of it anyways. The bounty is farming just as well as the keeper, which is actually surprising. These two heroes should not be on par if they're farming, but the thing is that you might not know how to stack the camps properly, how to farm multiple camps at once now, even though the map has changed, so that could be impacting the keeper's farm quite a lot. What is gonna be impacting your betting game here on EGB is gonna be this QR code, guys. So just scan it with your phone. It is gonna take you to the EGB website, and if you're a new customer, then you could get up to a $600 bonus on your first deposit. So be sure to check them out. It's always going to be there on the screen or below the stream. You're going to have the QR code. Anyways, though, let's continue looking at the game here and enjoying ourselves. The Snapfire approaching the Aghanim Scepter. There's going to be a ton of them. We already have one on the Beastmaster. Bounty Hunter finishing his off. It's being delivered as we speak. And speaking of deliveries, Alberca will be getting his BKB given to him in just a couple of seconds as well. Once we are back in the game, because we do have a pause on our hands. So far, no reasons have been given. Hopefully, the Snapfire will come back and force majeure. This fix all of his issues. We don't know what's exactly happening there, but either way, 19-4, 7k gold lead. Considering they have an Alchemist and such a substantial lead in terms of kills, one would expect the gold lead to be even higher. Even though 7k is quite big, 18 minutes into the game, it is not insurmountable. One big fight for UALEIKUM where they get like 3-4 track kills could take away a big chunk of that gold lead. The biggest difference actually is between the carries, so Alchemist and the Naga Siren. And while the Alchemist is stronger, the Naga Siren is not to be underestimated. He's gonna have a Mage Slayer, has the Mantle already, so is a beast in her own right. Sugarat, on the other hand, is suffering heavily. Alberca farming the Ancients. Will be taking him down. He's thinking about where to TP. It is going to be onto a boar, and the Roche is going to be their next target. They do have the Acid Spray, they do have the Inner Beast Aura, so this Roche should be taken down quite easily. Force Majeure. Does he have the Little Shredder? Nope, not skilled up just yet, so no extra minus armor.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So the Roche will get taken down. Alberca, of course, will be the one to claim the Aegis. It is gonna slow him down and farm a little bit, allow the Naga Siren to get a bit closer, but overall, it is a win for them. Free Roche is waiting for people to go through the gates, but they're not gonna be doing it. Bexon, he really is waiting to use his first Doom, but for now hasn't done so just yet. Alberca finds the Shield Rune.
Radiant's top
That
tower
gray
is under
is
attack.
a pretty bad color for a rune. Like Haste red, the Regen green, DD blue, and then you have like gray. Even though Shield Rune is actually quite strong, especially in the later stages of the game for something like a strength hero. Imagine a hero with 4k HP, you get 2k HP more. That's a lot. What is a lot is also the mobility of cybercats in this game. They have 2 travels already, as well as the Beastmasters, so they can pretty much be anywhere on the map with their cores. But for quite some time now, the bleeding has stopped. We haven't seen the gold lead from cybercats increase, and they're an Alchemist lineup. I guess the Doom is kind of keeping par in terms of farming as well or better than the other supports. But if we compare Bexon, he's still behind the Snapfire, and UALEIKUM, they're going for a smoke.
Dire are
Their enemies, they still have the Aegis. Let's see. Haze, he gets the Arcane Rune. That's gonna be a lot of damage that he's gonna be doing with the Aghanim Scepter while that Arcane Rune is there. UALEIKUM, they just can't find the opening. Doom still staying with the Cobalt Creep. Doesn't have the stun, but does have a Blink Dagger. Could be good. Oh, they wanted to find Force Majeure. Isn't gonna be happening, and with a TP into the mid lane. Cybercats are the ones in a smoke right now. Very hard for the teams to find each other. Aegis up for another 3 minutes. Still quite healthy. So we could be seeing Cybercats going for a push on the bottom lane. As Palantimos farming. Aggressive position. His next item will be a heart. Ooh, he's gonna be found and he's gonna be absolutely demolished. You're not surviving that whatsoever. He used the Manta there to farm, so he didn't have it to dodge the glimpse. The second that the glimpse connected, that was the second that he should have known that his life was over.
Radiant's bottom tower
And
is
for the
under
first
attack.
time in the game,
Radiant's
he's still
bottom
farming a
tower
little bit
has
with his
fallen.
illusions, but that's a carry kill and the tower being taken down. And that carry is actually the only hero in UALEIKUM that's somewhat healthy in terms of net worth. The unstable concoction connects, and you might need to pop your BKB Sugarat here, but you're not doing it, which means that you're probably gonna die. Nope, he's gonna go for a BKB. DP will be okay. They don't have enough damage to finish him off, as Jira gets taken down by Hayes, who's doing massive amounts of damage with these shurikens, as his Aghanim Scepter was completed. And I tend to forget sometimes just how much damage the bounty can do with the Ags, especially when you have an Arcane Rune. The spamming of Janata and
Radiant are
the
scattered.
Shuriken just becomes unbearable for some heroes. Was unbearable for the Coddle, who's dead. Still doesn't change the fact that cybercats got a tier 2. They got your carry down, but it is a start. Sugarat wants Guardian Greaves. Not much to remove, really, in this game. So no teams have killed the Tormentor just yet. Seems like cybercats are gearing up for that one, so it's gonna be one of their 2 supports that gets the shard. They're probably hoping that it's gonna be the Snapfire. The Disruptor one isn't that great, and it is gonna be the Snapfire, so you got the better one, propelling the Snapfire even further in terms of net worth. And imagine you're a mid lane bounty hunter who is being threatened to get overtaken by an enemy support. That is a little bit sad. Here on the other side, Doom or the Rubik, who's gonna be getting it. Rubik, I guess, would be the better one, and he will be the one getting the shard. Doom having 1 point in Infernal Blade probably wouldn't be an ideal hero to get it at this point. At least Doom finally does have the Centaur creep, so the War Stomp is there. Sugarat. And War Stomp stun duration wasn't decreased. It's 3 seconds for creeps and 1.6 seconds for heroes still. So Ice Frog forgot about that one. Naga Siren is going to be having her heart done right now, which is going to make her illusions a little bit tougher to deal with for pretty much everybody on the side of cybercats. As Alberca, AC already done, and he's thinking about a heart, so wants to be unkillable. Kind of feel like he already is, and that going for a damage item might be better. Mjolnir could make sense. Basher as well. I mean, you get the Abyssal Blade, there's the tankiness. No, it's definitely true that this Naga Siren has more HP, has more armor than the Alchemist. Doesn't have as much regen, but she's there with the heart. In a smoke, but the same is true for cybercats. You're coming from the side. Alberca, his smoke is gonna be broken. The Doom jumps in. They get the Doom onto the Beast Master. He's not gonna be getting anything off the Lotus Orb. A little bit too late to protect you, so he's gonna be taken down for sure. As Ducalis will be taken down as well. This is a good time for UALEIKUMNIHAO to start charging forward. That's exactly what they're gonna do. They catch Alberca, who has the BKB to get himself out of that one. Is pretty fast. If you look at that movement speed, 455, very, very hard to catch. He's gonna be able to blink himself away, but that's 2 track kills for UALEIKUM in a big fight. They're gonna be winning. Cybercats,
Dire's middle tower is
they
under
get themselves out of this, and oh, this is a good start. And that was the first Doom of the game. Who has the Lotus
Dire's
Orb?
middle tower is under attack.
It's a Coddle, right? Yeah, he's the one with the Lotus Orb. Was a little bit too late on that one. He's going for an Aghanim Scepter on the Coddle, so we are gonna be seeing the Ignis Fatus. Like every other stun, it was slightly nerfed, so it's not 1.3 seconds stun, or whatever you want to call that gaze into the light, but it's 1 second per tick.
Dire's
Still a pretty
middle tower
decent
is
and
under
obnoxious spell, especially against a hero like a Naga Siren, who is gonna be going for a Bloodthorn, as the Rubik is gonna be picking up some Lotuses. So he does have the greater healing Lotus, 400 HP and mana. Alberca, so he is going for a Mjolnir. Okay, so they are seeing some issues with them killing the Nagasarn. It's definitely the case. One big thing, cybercats, they did get themselves a gem.
Radiant's top
On the other
tower
side,
is
there
under
isn't one
attack.
just yet, and already cybercats have the vision advantage. Palantimos
Radiant's top
has
tower
been
is
caught. They get a stun onto the illusion. Alberca with the DD. He'll kill the illusion, but that's about it. And the stolen acid spray, that's not a bad spell for the Rubik. Acid spray, Riptide, that's a lot of minus armor that could come into play, especially once the exorcism spirits and the Janada start adding up in terms of damage. So Beastmaster, he has bought his shard. Wants to have the dive bomb. These illusions are something that you have to be careful about giving them to Alberca, because he's farming like a madman. Mjolnir, almost done. He already has the Hyperstone, Maelstrom, the recipe. Mjolnir, just not that expensive, so in just a couple of seconds, the Alchemist will have that one. He's looking towards the bots too as well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I guess the big thing is he's gonna be level 20, so you go for the minus 0.1 second chemical rage at base attack time. He might go for the 400 damage unstable concoction, but I doubt it. Just because you're dealing with a lot of armor on the Naga Siren. 31 to be exact at the moment. So Lotus Orbs are going to be something that the side of Cybercats are gunning for. Removing the track, removing the silence, returning the live, the doom. All those are going to be quite big things. And also removing the ensnare from the Naga Siren is quite huge. The Rubik does get himself a gem. So UALEIKUM, they're going to have a gem of their own now. Pretty important. These two teams have been playing pretty slow Dota for the past 10 minutes. There's no other way to put it. Roche will be up in a minute. The Tormentors in like 3-4 minutes. They didn't kill them immediately on minute 20, but rather like 22, 23. So they spawn after 10 minutes after they have been killed. Those people that still don't know about it. That's why we, the casters, are here to help you guys learn, understand, because it is our job to read through the patch notes a couple of times and get acquainted with all of the changes. Haze is gonna be hasted. That's a pretty fast bounty hunter that isn't that good at his job, I have to say, because you haven't really been getting that many kills. That's a TP just in time. That would have been a kill. You get the hit, you stop the TP, and well, then it would be easy for him to do enough damage to get the kill. UALEIKUM in the smoke. Where are they going? Jira is hiding in the trees. He's gonna be okay for now. He's level 18. Does have the Lotus Orb. Decided not to go for the Aghanim Scepter, at least not just yet. See Chira, he's gonna be found, bashed up, and do they use the Doom? No, they just want to kill him, lift him up into the air with the BKB on Haze. It's gonna be able to finish him off. Not gonna be a track kill. The Lotus Orb does protect him. Buyback coming out from the Doom. He didn't use his ulti, and look at Alberca. He just destroys the Rubik, but now he has been tracked. He has to be very, very careful as the BKB. Shirkrat not any longer will be stopped there. Nice usage of the gobble up. Actually, he goes forward. DK Focus is going in. He blinks himself away with the Mortimer's Kisses. They're going to be finishing off Shirkrat. That's a beautiful play. Though now they know exactly where the Snapfire is, and the illusions are going to be chasing her down. But in the end, Force Majeure does live barely. That is a 3-4-1, I guess. The fight looked perfect for UALEIKUM when it started off with them killing the enemy mid laner, but with some beautiful plays coming out from Cybercats, killing 3 heroes, not getting doomed at all, getting out, losing only 1 hero. That's perfect. Still, Palantimos is keeping up with the Alchemist. The BKB of the Alchemist is getting lower. I have to say, this game doesn't look easy for Cybercats any longer. In my mind, they should have had a bigger lead at this point, but they're gonna try to go for the Roach right now. Level 20 on the Alchemist. Look at that attack speed with the base attack time reduced, and with the Mjolnir, this poor Roach, he doesn't know what hit him. It's gonna be the Aegis cheese now into the hands of Cybercats if UALEIKUM don't come there in time, and it doesn't seem like they will. They left the cheese in the pit though, so that's a little bit weird. Okay, the Beastmaster went back for it. is gonna be keeping it inside of the backpack for now. As Mary going towards the Force Staff, Bounty Hunter, sporting a shield rune. Gonna be quite nice having the extra 1500 HP. As Cybercats running away. They have to get out of here. They are gonna be pincered fairly soon, and their alchemist isn't in the vicinity. He has bots too, so his TP will be coming back up in no time. The roar does get used, and Haze is dead. A little bit too deep, don't you think? Their alchemist is coming back from the top lane. Gets the stun on Mary, who's now trying to run away. He'll be stealing the chemical rage. Gives him some movement speed, but with the boar slow, he's gonna try to toss himself away, lifting himself up. That's a big feat of strength. But he will be brought back even closer to his enemies with a glimpse coming out from Ducalis and Cybercats. This is the fights, the engagements that they were looking for, to get some easy kills and then go for a push, which I think there's no reason for them not to go for it. The Alchemist? Okay, he doesn't see a reason to go for it. He's going to be TPing to the mid lane just to get even more farm. What does he want next? Overwhelming Blink, I guess? After that, that's it. You can start getting moon shards, Aghanim scepters, a shard for yourself, but that's about it. Is he maybe gonna be switching up some of his items? I doubt it. Burka going for a tier 2. That's gonna be the second one that falls with a little shredder minus armor. Gonna be even easier to bring down. So what's next for UALEIKUM? Their Naga is still extremely farmed, but his damage output isn't that high, so he wants the Bloodthorn. Bloodthorn is not as good as it used to be for illusion-based heroes, because you can still purge it off, so then the burn damage isn't gonna be that huge. So they changed it so you don't crit any longer, but the burn damage is now 60% of the damage dealt rather than 30, which is huge, but it needs to come to it so that it works. It still does provide True Strike. Okay, that's nice. That's nice for a Naga Siren versus a Radiance. At least no minus 15 of your 15%. Up the Tormentor. Gonna be taken down, and Keeper of the Light, he's gonna be getting the shard. Shard, what does it give him? A recall, so he's gonna be able to call on his enemies every 15 seconds, giving even more mobility to the side of Cybercats, considering they've taken down all of the outer towers. It's gonna be very hard for UALEIKUMNIHAO to keep tabs of where Cybercats are. That is actually big. Vexen. Farming creeps. He has used this ulti once in this game, a 35-minute game, and use your ulti once. Naga, 6 slotted. Does have all of her items. Actually, raid band, we can't really call that 6 slotted. Okay, so he needs another one. Bounty wants the Lincoln Sphere. Let's see if that's something he gets. And well, poor UALEIKUM, they can't get the Tormentor. It was stolen. Stolen by the enemies. Dallas, it's a bearing. Forward, he has the new neutral item, the Dandelion Amulet. Every 12 seconds, blocks up to 300 magic damage from damage instances over 75. So if you use a spell on him, he blocks the hero, or the item blocks it every 12 seconds. It does give some movement speed and mana. It's a pretty cool item. Magic damage, Fade Bolt, I guess, Crypt Swarm, Shuriken. So sure, most of the Shuriken damage is Janata, which is physical. But there's that magical part as well, 200 damage will be blocked. Alberca coming for a look at that attack speed. He's just banging on it. Will be returning some of those spells there with the Lotus Orb being on him. They have multiple Lotus Orbs, so they can keep it on him for as long as they want. Another glyph will be coming out from UALEIKUM. Bottom lane is pushed in, but overall Cybercats, they could continue here if they're not afraid of their Aegis expiring, which is going to be the case. Alchemist is making an Aghanim Scepter. I'm guessing for either the... it has to be for the Disruptor. He's the only one that doesn't have it, right? All 3 other heroes have it. He can refund it with the Alchemist when giving it to to his teammates. Let's refund the gold. UALEIKUM, they get out of their base. They want to make something happen now. When there's no Aegis in the enemy triangle, they will find nothing. For now, and they're here with 5 of their heroes in the top lane, is being pushed in quite nicely. Maybe they can take the enemy Tormentor and the Wisdom Rune as well if they check it, which they are not doing just yet. Naga illusions spreading around the map. This should be a pretty clear indicator to cybercats where their enemies are. And they are coming over. Alberca running in through the illusions. He doesn't care about anything. Everybody will run away from it. They will jump into the backlines in the Doom. Well, he uses it on himself and on the Beastmaster. And actually, he's going to be quite happy that it's on himself because he can go for more. Alberca all alone, surrounded by so many heroes, but he doesn't care. I am the strongest. And Alchemist just keeps going forward. The Doom will finally die. Alberca dropping low. It doesn't matter. Not low enough to be scared at all. He's going to be stunning that Nagasari. You're not getting out of this one alive. They destroy UALEIKUMNIHAO in this fight. Actually, Alchemist, he did it all on his own, and Hayes will be caught in the end, easily taken down when he's alone, and UALEIKUM, they call GG. There's nothing more they can do in this game, and it was definitely made apparent there with their Naga having almost all of her items, does nothing, absolutely nothing to a farmed Alchemist who goes into 4 of the heroes and just deals with them easily. 3 of which are cores, right? It's not like he went into 2 supports, 2 cores. Nope, he went into 3 cores, 1 support, and just ripped them all apart while the rest of his teammates were playing around with the Doom. Just showed his strength and showed his enemies that it is time to tap out of this game number 1. Good draft coming out from cybercats, solid execution, will in the end land them the victory. If they win this one, they're definitely staying in Division 2, so a lot on the line. But on the other hand, UALEIKUM, you need to win this series to go to Division 1 without the tiebreakers, so you better put your heads in it, because this just was not good enough. But guys, that's going to be it for game number 1. We're going to be taking a short break, and when we're back, Dota will return.